All good. I will give him
Khezu,
my
sorry,
thoughts. Yeah, I will give him the thoughts on the draft so far.
Thank you. That's what I heard.
Are you back now?
Yeah, I'm back. We're good. Yeah, go ahead, Khezu. Please give us the thoughts on the draft.
The Pudge pick is actually very interesting. I would also have been in agreement with the panel. I think Startup would have been very good for them in this draft. It matches well against the Void. But something that's cool about Pudge is that I think it's going to lane incredibly well with if it's either the Io or Lion. And it's also like a pseudo save from the Chrono. And this game is actually going to be a lot, at least later, on the Phases Void. Because he's really the only one that's going to lock people down, right? There's something a bit weird with DP and Zeus because they're both heroes that need to play in the backline. They don't protect each other necessarily that well. Sure, sometimes the DP is a little bit of a block in the front. But I think for now, what's going to happen in this early game is that Nigma really need to push the tempo with Sumail playing this Queen of Pain. Maybe even have the Io rotate to this lane. Because you want your Queen to snowball, kind of break open this game, and Boom it's gonna be on them to try and stop that from happening. Make sure that their Zeus doesn't die mid, that he doesn't get ran over mid by this Queen of Pain with the Io rotating to his lane.
Seeing a first level engagement here. The high ground is being taken by Nigma, but Nigma not so confident about their high ground. Oh, it's GH who blocks this, and he has a tether. He's fine for now. They want to counter Nation. We do have a hook on mind control. The target. Who's the target? Mind control. First division from Reflection, not a bad start. And now Skip. Easier target, no need for the hook at all. Sumail just gets the first blood. Perfect execution by Nigma, giving the first blood to their mid laner. I had to ask you this though. I read the patch notes, I thought Death Prophet is neutered in this patch. What do you think of her right now? Like the Spirit Siphon change especially.
I'm not sure what to think of the Siphon changes, so now it's not percentage based anymore. It's just like straight up damage, right? Doesn't scale too well through the game. And the movement speed early on is a lot worse too. But what I didn't know is that when Exo is running, so when you level up Exorcism, you get passive movement speed.
Yes.
Like 12, 6, and 20%. But when you use the spell, you get the same amount again. So I think when you actually have the Exo running, you're zooming around a lot. But this hero's laning stage should be a lot worse. You're slower. And 40 movement speed is a shit ton, especially early on in the game. That's basically boots. Like this hero just got minus 500 starting gold in terms of the laning speed.
Right, exactly. I mean, you got turned to CM. Look at him go. We just get the camera on FBZ as he's trying to get back to his lane. This poor woman can't find her way home. There you go. Finally, FBZ reaches the creep wave. Yeah, I can't imagine he's good against Pudge now at all, right? Because you don't have a max health, so the pick against Pudge doesn't feel as strong. Also, the flesh controls against your ghost.
A little hook top, some pressure, but I think it's still an okay matchup. I mean, EP is one of those heroes that really hates to be pulled out of position, which is why traditionally heroes like Bad Rider, Vengeful Spirit, and Pudge can be a problem for you if you ever get hooked. But if that doesn't happen, the Spirit Siphon should still, I guess, help you a bit. You have the Exo against the hero. It's definitely not as good as it used to be, but it should still be an okay matchup.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I wasn't given enough credit. Can we talk about the lane swap, though? What is the choice behind this? Is it just to put the DP versus Pudge, or is there more to it?
I think it's to put the Void away from the Pudge, actually. Because if they start, let's say they have just a Lion stun into Rot on the Void, and he time walks away. I think if you just hook him back, which isn't actually that hard to do, I think he just dies. And they would win the trade battle up here. So I think the lane swap makes a lot of sense for Boom in this scenario right now.
Okay, all right. Do you think the Void is going to be able to match decently against the TB, or you still think he loses that lane?
I think he might slightly lose this lane, but it seems that is just something that they are going to be okay with. I assume that they want their DP to be off to an okay start, just make sure that the Void has levels. Whenever they have meta, I don't really think you can touch them here anyway. And on the contrary, I also think that Tusk DP would do much in this lane. Io is traditionally a good laner against Death Prophet, because Death Prophet is... You're never gonna force kills on Io, right? You're like a slow damage hero. It's kind of like Venom. Io is very good against these heroes that deal low damage over time, because you'll just stay at full HP all the time on this TB in the lane and just out-CS your opponent.
Right. And I wanted to touch on the last lane here as well, which is the mid lane. Ever since the small camp disappearance, right?
You mean ever since this morning?
Yeah, ever since this morning. You think the Zeus has been nerfed a little bit here with the Arc Lightning build because he doesn't have that small camp to recover? Or is it not that big a deal because his laning is still good?
I honestly can't tell. I guess most heroes in that sense were nerfed if they have a like lane push, but Zeus probably still one of the better heroes, right? Because he has high base damage. Like he can push the wave and jungle, but he can also just lane straight up, right? And he should be okay with this. We need to remember though that Sumail had first blood in this game, which I mean it makes the most difference in the mid lane. He's gonna have his bottle earlier, the stick, the magic wand, as we can see here. So I think that he probably was already supposed to win this lane, like slightly, like maybe 45, 55, 45 or 60, 40, and now maybe even a little more.
Okay, that's KuroKy. Wants to make sure there's a little bit more, even. Of course, they're noticing KuroKy's away from the lane, but that's not going to stop Yopaj. That's not going to save him. He still has the Heavenly Jump. And KuroKy loses vision of him despite the Mana Drain. Here's the TP from Tims as well. But they're committing for Yopaj. Still slow by the Shadow Strike. They hit him with a Scream of Pain. Yopaj, thanks to the Tango, actually will survive. And Tims' help, very welcome here. As now, Nigma swaps targets, goes for Tims instead. The damage shouldn't be high enough to kill off his Tusk, who also has a Ring of Protection just in case. Yopaj, though, goes back in, trying to act a little bit greedy, hoping to kill KuroKy, but he himself will die instead, with Tims getting the counter kill on the enemy support. Still not worth here for Boom.
Yeah, nice, really nice rotation by Nigma. I think they understand that the Pudge, I mean, Mind Control with his double bracer, laning against the snail of DP with 200 movement speed, they're not really gonna do much to him, right? Nigma looking to abuse their mid lane, as we touched on earlier, try and speed up the Queen's game, slow down the Zeus a little bit. So Kuro moves mid, they get the kill done. They even force the Tusk to come mid anyway, so top just becomes a 1-on-1. Maybe Yopaj, you know, being a little too greedy, staying around, but it's always a little weird. You're low HP, water runes are about to spawn, it feels very bad to go back to base. Likely he should have done so anyway, but very nice play by Nigma here to get themselves a bonus kill. That's Kuro.
Tims, yeah, he found Kuro. Nice little ice shards there. Kuro is going to die, but Mind Control does hook Tims. That's actually a really good hook here. Tims might fall to Mind Control. FBZ slowly crawling over to Mind Control as Snowball gives him a little bit more time for Tims to leave. He uses the Snowball defensively to get away. FBZ though won't chase Mind Control because again he has 285 movement speed. There's no point.
I love Pudge games. I just have to throw it out there. Like you just see this hook, you just see this hero, you know you're in for like the fun in the game increases by like 9 million %.
No, I agree. Especially for the players, right?
Oh, for sure. For me too. I don't care about them. I care about my enjoyment here.
Right. Every hook is so hyped. Like, it could be a hook that leads to a team wipe. It doesn't matter. As long as you get the hook on the target, it's something so satisfying on watching them.
I can't wait for him to hook out people from Chrono this game. As he hooks the siege creep top, I'm gonna make sure that that is noted. Hook count is very high up right now. And mid lane, we kind of see what I think is somewhat obvious is going to happen this game, that they look to abuse the Screen of Pain even more. It starts from the draft, then the first blood, and now they're here 3-on-3, battle mid.
Yeah, the Ice Shard should be impactful. Yopaj realizes his mistake as Sumail can just blink on him, but Yopaj now with a little bit more movement that Zeus should have. With that jump, he gets away. Skem, though, in trouble. And with the slows plus the Shadow Strike, Skem is just going to die.
The ecstasy of agony.
Something I wasn't aware of until now where I see it is that if you get to keep your siege creep alive, which is often going to be the case around now, the 6-minute mark, you have this HP region creep. I mean, they have Zeus, so he's just going to blast it to death, but you definitely want to look to abuse your siege waves if you can with the bonus HP region from the creep, as we have some more go on mid. Sumail blinks in.
Yeah, Sumail is out. Blink now, but they missed the cookie. They hit him with a snowball hover. Sonic Whip still available for Sumail. Uses it defensively. Gets everyone away from Sumail. And now Sumail has a blink in 2 seconds, but the lack of mana here as he used the Shadow Strike instead, committing to Tims dying. One more kill for Nigma.
3k lead already. They know that, okay, so DP, he TP'd mid 2, Mind Control getting some more space up there, and Sumail is off to a... Yeah, well, he's off to a very hot start, right? He has the dagger, it's gonna keep healing him as we have another go on Skem around mid.
Yeah, KuroKy is just living here for free. Skem is going to die. However, if they can catch Sumail, this would be pretty good. Start the magic wand. Goes to treads first. Swapping. And the blink ready. Sumail just playing at the very last second, making sure they can maximize damage onto Yopaj so the supports can finish the job. As GH tethers his good old friend KuroKy. And they get 2 kills out of that.
Yeah, Boom are getting outplayed right now. I have to say it. Nigma are abusing the draft to the fullest. The max Shadow Strike right now on Sumail, it keeps giving him the small heal over and over. The magic wand, GH tethering him with the headrest, the magic stick too. Right now, if you're Boom, these fights, they don't benefit you at all. Nigma's tower push is not really good, right? Like, they're here in the hopes that they get to squeeze in some kills or force all the region out of the zoo. So you're better off having Yopaj play more safe, maybe hit a jungle camp, and keep a support around the tower, right? Like, if they use 3 heroes here to watch the tower and hit it every now and then, it's not really worth it. But if you keep bringing heroes here and also turn the silence into a 1-on-1, you're not losing mid, but you're going to lose on the silence too, as Kuro bottom.
Yeah, at least our spikes one hero. Kim's is still stuck with his ice shards. Thunder God's Wrath gets rid of Kuroki. Up lane mind control. He's chasing after FBZ, but this is a very boring tanky
What
fight.
a funny lane, man. These guys are both like so slow and so fat and tanky. They can't really do anything to each other. Just look at each other hit creeps.
I mean, the fact that Pudge, as fat as he is faster than DP naturally should be an offense to physics. She's supposed to be floating. Doesn't help her at all. Now she has Exo.
Now that he has Exo skill, he's actually, you know, not doing that bad anymore. And
oh,
let's
wow,
see.
that's
So,
good movement speed.
yeah, it's 370. It's wait, what? Now it says 320. Maybe because he got the boost and the tooltip is bugged or something. Does he have 320 move speed for you too, or 390
no, he has
on
370.
DP?
That's 370 for me. Yeah, it's just a visual bug.
Okay, it's just a visual bug. So
Beta
he's bottom. He wants to get out of top because they expect Sumail to be around top, which is, you know, a pretty good assessment because he is in their aggressive jungle. They just want to go bot together, speed up the game. This is not too bad. Usually when you're down by a little bit, like 2-3k in the early game, it's better to connect to a tower together and connect your strong heroes, which is right now Chrono plus the Exo. So I like this move by the DP. He's also dodging a gank at the same time, so I'll play by FPZ and Boom here.
And the goal for Boom as well is to make sure they can't utilize this time to just push mid, which is why the Zoo stands here. Really difficult to push against this hero with Max Dark Lightning. We see Scam making sure to at least delay his top push a little bit too. Typical 5, just sapping experience top.
Yeah, he's gonna get his XP because the next most important step in this game is that this is a good example that LGD do probably the best out of any Dota team. Even in the games where they are behind, let's say like 2k, 3k, the net worth can be a little bit deceptive around the 10-minute mark because that's when every hero is going to start having his ultimate. So now even though Boom are down 3k gold, if the Snapfire gets his top now and they connect Zeus, Snap, and Void, it doesn't matter how much net worth you have on this queen. You're going to die unless you get reload out, and you will not have time for this. So what I want to see Boom do is get the tome on the snap, he's leeching his XP, and then look to perhaps combine your heroes with the next Exo around the mid lane. Because even though you're behind, your spells are incredibly strong, and you should not let that stop you from making aggressive moves.
We'll see, because Kem has not been able to reach that level 5 just yet here. Still hanging on the trees. Mind Control could still potentially kill him.
He's pinging
He has
him.
bought the tome though.
Should be okay with the tome. It's gonna, I guess, cookie himself out soon.
Do you smoke on the level 6 on Snap?
If you see a nice kill with the Void, it's gonna depend a little bit on what the map looks like, then absolutely. Best case scenario, you smoke around the tier 1 tower where like your DP goes from the front, pops his Exo, starts looking a bit, where your Tusk and Void, you go around. And you look for maybe a Chrono into Snap ult, Zeus ult, and to be fair, no matter who you run into, they will die. So I'm gonna be very interested to see how Nigma respond to that, if they're gonna have people ready to break the smoke, or is GH gonna like instantly cast relocate when he sees the Void time walk in, because this has to be the next big timing of this game.
And there's the smoke. That's what you were just mentioning. We have Mask Menace
Counter
and
smoke.
the Chrono onto the Void. Counter smoke from the Co-op and the IO. Potentially reload out, who knows? We'll see. Depends on how they catch him.
Oh, this Illarun could be deadly if it happens at the wrong time. Never mind, they run into DP.
Yeah, FBZ already signs the Queen of Pain. The reinforcements are coming. Jackie's ready. Nice Chrono.
Nice
Hits
Chrono.
both. There's no relocate out, which means Samil is dead. GH also in trouble. The snowball will hit. Barely stunned. There's a tag team on top of this, and GH will fall too. The gank is successful for Boom.
Yeah, beautiful play by Boom. Even like sometimes when you're down, you get a little bit discouraged, like, oh, we're so weak, we can't do anything right now. Oh, you can, and they know it, they show it here. They smoke out the right heroes, they use their spells properly. Zeus ult as well. Yopaj gets to hit some creeps, then pop in the Thunder God's Wrath at the end to help himself a little bit as here.
Control.
FPZ, pretty cool position. I can go on DP here.
Yeah, we both Keo. Look how cool it is.
Relocates.
Yeah, relocate is coming. Sumail, he got silenced, so he couldn't get a Sonic Wave in time. The Snow might just save him. They're still trying to maximize damage. FPT, the Cookie actually stuns both the IO and Mind Control. Sumail, though, still saving that Sonic Wave just in case. Fleshy is keeping Mind Control alive. Sonic Wave plus Finger of Death will ensure the kill on Yopaj. As Scam tries to TP away, we do not have enough mana for the Earth Spike. So Scam will be fine. However, Sumail, he got a lot out of that engagement.
Yeah, I mean, Nigma, they understand, right? Spells are down. They're angry, literally jumping in the enemy jungle. I guess Mind Control started out the chase here a little bit. Here he runs away from FPZ, turns around, they have to relocate. They pop it in, and as we can see, I'm not sure if that was maybe a bug with the snowball, but it looks like he could have maybe pulled him in a little earlier. Not sure if it would have changed much, but overall just nice play here by Nigma. They come around, and the Flash Heap just keeps Mind Control alive for so long in this engagement.
Yeah, kind of ridiculous here as Mind Control comes in. He has a hook yet, so he's just gonna maybe hook blindly. There we go. Not a bad guess, but unfortunately not gonna find anyone. But they commit for this tower as Dreamochel also joins them. There's the Cookie to make sure that they don't kill Tims, but Tims has been slow by the Shadow Strike. Now the Reflection as well. They commit the Metamorphosis. Tims going for Sumail. Rather trying to save himself by going for Sumail. Turns into a pig, and they turn him into him.
Good job by Nigma. They're setting the pace of this game for sure. They probably understand with what happened earlier that Boom will mainly look to get aggressive around their ult timings, right? With the Snap ult, the Chronosphere, which is somewhat soon as TB running in a little aggressive. Looking just to steal some farm, you know, since we used the meta around mid. Can appreciate this play. There's always a defensive relocate if he does ever misstep, and then GH will just give his life for that.
Now with the mechanism, is it also increases the chance of surviving these combos as well, so...
There's a smoke again.
There is a smoke. What is there smoking on this time? They have Chrono again. Mortimer's Kisses too, and this time they include the Exorcism. Mochel would be perfect, but Jackie's doesn't have the Chrono just yet when he initiated.
Yep.
That's why he was hesitating. He does. But
I didn't see that was still on cooldown.
Yeah, so he went in, was still on cooldown like 2 seconds, and I think they saw the Pudge, and if they don't catch the Pudge, you can just hook out, right?
Unless he gets the Tomb Chrono or they have vision on the Pudge being close by, then he can't really go for it. Perhaps would have been more wise to wait a few more seconds, right? If he did actually have it upon that time walk in, there was like a 1 second edge for Tomb Chrono, but obviously can't cast spells if it's on cooldown.
Yeah, exactly. That's something that people like pubs a lot. But they don't seem to understand that.
I tried, man. I tried. It didn't work. I don't know why.
Ping, ping, ping. Why Chrono? Why no Chrono? Anyway. Mind Control was just blocked this, or forced a couple of TPs here, because he was trying to actually take the stacks away from Yopaj, who just collects them now. Mind Control, though, still in a good position. Could always hook Tims. As Tims fast on the snowball, he has no targets. So unfortunately, he can't go invulnerable. Gets hit by the Dismember. Here comes the silence, top of the Dismember, but Tims is still slow. The Cookie to help him out. Mochel comes in with a reflection, slowing down Tims. What is he snowballing to? Just in the TP. Walrus Punch for good measure. Mochel's forced to retreat. Tims, he tried to put himself in the roach. Didn't work out. Here comes the Chrono with the Exorcism as well. Silence to save Sumail, and that's going to be enough. Sumail has a blink, so he can get away, but the Silence surprises him here. But a beautiful horseback from Kuroki ensures that everyone but Mind Control can retreat from this fight. As Kuroki, maybe he wasn't so lucky either. FPT is a bit too fast now. Kuroki, he doesn't know what to do against this Ghost Lady. He might just fall. One left Earth Spike setting up for the kill. Finger of Death, the last dying will of Kuroki, hoping to finish off FPZ. The Avenge is not going to happen because Skem killed this demon instead, taking away the gold from Sumail. He will die to Sumail, but at least he denied that gold away from him.
And they do end up taking the mid tower here on Boom. Any of these fights where they get to trade kills is actually pretty good for Boom at this point, because they're behind, as we see again. There was a very nice hook by MC to start off this fight onto Tims, but with Boom all being around, they get to turn the fight. Nice Cookie to like disengage and delay a bit, because on the bottom half we see that Jackie, he's connecting from mid still. He needs a little more time to make it there, and he comes here with a very clutch Chrono. And we need to pay attention to the Sunder too. I think it may have saved Sumail there. Then there's the Tether with the Mac. They give a little bit more time. And now it just turns into like a little chase fest.
A couple of interesting things, right? The Sunder was clutch there. The Seeds of Serenity as well was pretty big, right? That also kept the Pudge alive for longer to make sure that he couldn't die immediately. That plus the Flesh Heap, of course.
I didn't see that, but yeah, that absolutely helps a lot. Does it have it's this green animation on the ground, right?
Yeah, just the green animation.
I see.
It's like acid spray, but good. It's like Warcraft.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's like wrought with some new skin or some stuff like that. So My bad.
I think that'll come later. They'll probably have something new later on. Don't worry, Tim's. Okay, he has a snowball. Once again, it's just the snowball, walrus sponge. Deal as much damage as possible. Delayed as much as possible. Killed the creep. Well done, Tims.
The last sound you
So Nigma took Roche after the whole engagement. Again, they're gonna always look to just punish Boom when their spells are down, right? You have this exo bottom lane. We have a dismember into relocate on FPZ.
Yeah, what a fun fight yet again, but this time Queen of Pain joins in. There's no way to cancel his TP. There, well, sorry, I spoke too soon. I did not know the hook wasn't used. You tried to TP in the face of danger. That was never going to work against the Pudge.
Okay, Boom had very strong timings. They're still not weak, but BKBs are starting to come out on this Radiant lineup. TB may look to, delay his a little bit, because now again, when you pick up this first Aegis, you can oftentimes kind of have it count as your BKB. So he gets to be a bit more greedy. Sumail has his with the Witchblade, and again, these cores are starting to get very tanky. You have an Io to back them up. Sumail, who has his own BKB, so they're gonna look to be very aggressive soon on Nigma.
Yeah, what part of the map do they want to play aggressively on?
Right now, so you have the TB pushing waves, right, with the illusions plus relocate, and since you're ahead in the game, you have free real estate. You can go wherever you want. Right now, because you're so far ahead, you have two choices that seem good to me. Either A, you force the top tier 2 tower, which I feel like Boom will not give you a fight, so I would prefer them to perhaps smoke somewhere else. Because the TB can do this alone. It's like the Aegis smoke. When you think you're too strong and you have Aegis, they will not fight into this TB. So you smoke generally away from him to look for more already.
Yeah, and it seems like they're doing something similar, right? They go top, but they catch anyone by connecting and interrupting any sort of help Boom can send top. And now they commit to this tower, I presume.
Most likely. I think backdoor is down from the wave, so they can just go slap it.
There you go.
Bring it down with the meta. Tier 2 down, gonna take the outpost. An active rune, maybe the gang squad, the other 3. This is like when you're ahead, it becomes very easy to play these IO drafts. You can play in like 3 groups, the IO plus 1, then 1 guy alone, or the 3 people together that are not with the IOS. Now you see Kuro already keeping bottom. And you can see how aggressive they're playing on the map. Not because they're maniacs, but because they can, and they understand that they can always reinforce each other, right? With the relocate, being tanky, and so on.
They're also a little bit maniacs, right? Like, I think Nigma, they play this way no matter what, right?
They were actually very close to catching Jackie bottom with Koro's Sling Dagger. Those quick fingers on the time walk here, but still, even though he gets to live through the fight, he is stuck in a corner doing nothing, but Boom are looking to help out their king with the smoke.
Indeed, they can't cancel that Blink Dagger in time with the Ice Shard. They did use a scan there, so they knew someone was up in the high ground, but that's a scan used by Boom. Still 2 cores smoked, but probably going to stop this aggression, at least until the H6 expires.
Needs FBZ to hit level 12 plus his BKB. Oh.
Tims just goes into mind control, and he's going to suffer the wrath of a dismembering Pudge. Ooh, mind control once more. Thanks to the relocate, they can still kill Tims. Mind control's going for Scammer, dividing and conquering, but they haven't conquered anything just yet, and this division might actually cost them a little bit. Tims finally falls, but Boom, they didn't suffer that much for that fight. Relocate has been committed to that. There's no meta. It feels like Mochel is just running for the Sunder play. He knows he has Aegis, so he can do this.
I need Boom. They're looking a little indecisive to me if I look at some of their movements in the fight. Like, we have the Tusk running in very far, then his team, they kind of feel compelled to run and help him, but you can already see halfway through that they keep waddling like back and forth with the others, because FPZ is like, I need to get my BKB. I would like them to make it easy on each other, as Scam is caught by MC all on his own in the enemy triangle.
Yeah, MC has been wild. He's been playing like jabs with that game on Fnatic, where he played the Pudge off lane.
How is that attack range legal, actually? What happened?
Well, because he has hooks, he can extend them, of course. It makes sense.
Yeah,
I see you've never been a butcher, Khezu.
Yeah, my bad, guys. I'm not experienced with the meat butchering and the 400 attack range Pudge. I feel like Skep should have lived there, but, you know, it happens.
Yeah. How important are these skills in the supports? Is the Flesh Heap valuable, or is it just like another 5 kill?
I would say it's just like an added bonus on top of the map control, kind of.
Okay.
These kills, they don't do much for like the economics, kind of. For like the Pudge doesn't care too much about the skill, but it's more like the snap is dead for longer. You keep controlling areas. It makes it harder for them to deward. Like the Aegis was expiring, and now they didn't really get to make a play on him. I do still think that Boom are Well, they're behind, but their spells are still strong. They need to find a good initiation, though. And again, I think it has to be on the back of Faceless Void, and he may not feel strong enough to do this without his BKB, right? Otherwise, you have Tim's run in. You're not gonna get a good fight out of a Tusk +4 running in with level 1 Snowball and Ice Shards. So Boom need to think a little bit about how they want to play the map. Do you sit back and wait for the BKB to fight? Is that your win condition and your fighting condition for later? And on the flip side, Nigma, they know that they're ahead. They know that they need this BKB. So you're gonna keep seeing them push out waves with the illusions, play aggressive. I would assume that they should pop a smoke pretty soon. Top wave is very far pushed in, and they should look to flip the map, I think, and kick Boom out of this bot lane. I don't think they deserve to farm too much in their jungle.
What do you think of using the DP with the BKB since she already has it as the vision initiator, which allows Void to go in? Or is she just gonna die too quickly?
It's really hard because I feel like there's two ways how you deal with a DP, right? Which is why usually TV is a pretty good hero against DP. You either run away from him, because if he runs in alone, you can run, or you just hex finger, turn on meta, and you slap him out of the game.
Okay, right. And the second one is what you're worried about here, because if you have to tank the hex, then you die.
Honestly, I'm kind of worried about both, but more about the latter, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it does feel like the DP hasn't had a super huge impact just yet. I mean, usually BKB plus level 12 on DP would be a huge timing for your team, right? But like you said, the team are too hard.
I think this is where a little bit of the clunkiness of the draft comes in my opinion, with Zeus DP. I'm not saying that it's at all unwinnable, but neither of these heroes really enable each other to fight in any way. Void DP are very good together, but they usually need someone else to start the fight. Void can start the fight, but it's not always the easiest task. That's why oftentimes when you want a mid laner that can engage, like an Ember or Storm, or you need your +4 to, because like the Tusk kind of lacks this +1 going in, so does the Void, so everyone feels a bit awkward, and I think you can tell from the state of the game that they most likely feel similar.
Yeah, mind control. He's the one to initiate onto the DP this mana, but there's no... Okay, there's the damage from Sonic Wave and Finger of Death. Goodbye to the DP. Slapped out of the game, as Khezu said. Tim's is also slapped out of the game, and Skem, his soul's been collected. Boom just lost 3 heroes for free, pretty much.
They have the Skadi on TV. Tim's tried to snowball save FBZ there, but I think it's just the range. You need to be so close to get it done, and it didn't quite happen. So he just eats all the spells. He dies. If he doesn't get hit by those spells, there's still a Skadi as they reload on top on Jackie.
No chances, man. Because of the relocate, you literally have no space to farm, and even if you want to
back to bottom, you hit bottom. Nigma are just not giving them any space to breathe, really. And I think it's becoming harder and harder for them to execute. Like even now at this stage, when you hit your spells, people are very tanky. Like sure, the Zeus has his shard, right, to deal more damage, but people have their BKBs. TB has Skadi BKB. Skadi is crucial for DP to deal with. Even with this plate mail, it doesn't matter. When you play DP versus TB, it always feels like you need to be very close to the TB network to, you know, stay alive in the fights. And now it's it's definitely becoming harder and harder for them. The BKB on Jackie might be their only saving grace in this game to try and come back, maybe take a fight around the second Roach.
Okay, but the BKB on Jackie's still not available. It's 600 something gold away. Jackie is going to join his teammates for now. They're in an okay position, but Sumayaki hits the BKB. They hook the TP as well. BKB immediately used by her. So FBZ for now will survive. Can still activate the Exorcism, and he's healing back up thanks to the Spirit Siphon. Sonic Wave is not going to clear him just yet. FBZ, though, uses full BKB duration for this fight, and had to sacrifice Tim's regardless. FBZ's on the run. They still see him, of course. Sumail jumping over for the DP. Mind control. Ooh, that hook was so close. And now the counter is Jackie. It might work out with Mortimer's Kisses. And Dreamo Chell seems to just die here. They melt him. It worked out for Jackie. As Skem falls in the middle of this, Sumail trying to help out Punch here. Mind control, unfortunately, won't last long enough, and GH is also in a pickle. He's going to be time dilated and killed off with a silence hitting off the Sports Sumail, and now that's the final core they need for this team wipe. Boom! Have just come back into the game with a beautiful chrono.
How do they do this? These guys are like, every game they go 10k, 12k behind, and then bam, they like turn it up. They go here together. They again on the back of this great high ground ward. You see Sumail here. He's jumping in, just baiting a bit. You know, they're up 10k gold. They know that they can play aggressive. They have a great hook on a DP. FPZ ends up living for a long time here. Even Tims gets to run away. So the BKBs now are expanded by Nigma. Boom get to retreat back to the high ground, but here they end up overplaying a little bit. And this great ward, again, I have to point out that Skem just got to place. He turns here with the cookie. Hook barely misses, and now the buybacks with the chrono. I think TV maybe messed up a little bit here. He preemptively sundered Sumail to try and keep him alive, but GH also used all of his healings on the Queen too. And then the team fight kind of fell apart on the back of the buybacks as well.
Well, I did not notice that. That's a good call. I mean, that initiation as well, or not really initiation, just whatever FBZ was doing there was really impressive. He honestly played that just on a nice edge, right? Teetering there, barely staying alive, despite the Scotty and the TB. This is a pretty good start. Of course, no meta committed by Dream Chill.
Cool, going a bit ham here.
Okay, they hook. They're like, well, I either hook Kuro, I hook someone else. And either is good for me.
Okay, so Roche is up. This fight is important. Nigma want to force this ASAP. There's no Chrono available, no Thunder God's Wrath yet. EXO is up. I want to see how Boom, kind of react to this. They need to help each other to play on high range to delay this as long as possible. One for the meta to cool down, and for the Chronosphere to come closer to being available as well.
We just missed Earth Spike, and that's going to be FBZ's go signal. Unfortunately, FBZ realizing that he can't really deal with the TV. He gets hooked back to the Sentry. The Glimmer Cape is not going to save FBZ. The Cookie might, though, but Sumail, he was there for the counter, and he's going to finish off FBZ. As Sumail now fighting Jackie head-on, finally blinks away. Kuroki in a difficult position. He's going to sacrifice his life for this fight, but Kuroki's doing a lot of damage to Yopaj while he goes down. Tim's trying to keep too much busy.
It's not too bad. Maybe,
okay.
I think there's a world where you can play a little more safe on the DP, wait out a few more seconds, but basically what they wanted to do was to delay the Roche, and they did just that, right? Meta is down, BKBs are down as well, so they smoke up because even though FPZ is dead, they have their Chrono ready and all their other spells.
Yeah. And it's going to be Jackie initiating here, like I said. There's the Chrono, and it hits the perfect two targets. Kill Yayo first, though. The construct of the TP. The hook is too late. It only gets the Void. Dismember, though, might just kill him with Sonic Wave, the guarantee to kill on Jackie. So both carries are dead here, with Scam showcasing the new shard. That's going to kill off Sumail as well. And Mind Control, Mountain Trouble, has no Flesh Sheep yet. 3 more seconds. Finally got it with a relocate from Ayo. He'll be fine. Does Boom stay around and wait for this Ayo to come back? I don't know. Lion's coming too. Kuroki seems to want to fight this.
If you're Nigma, I think you need to save this Ayo. He just bought back to make this play.
Yes.
If you drop him, you're dropping the Roche.
The Cookie's good for the Ayo. The Snowball stops by control member as well. Those Ice Sharks do stick Kuroki in a difficult position. They're going for GH next. They're ignoring Mind Control. GH trying to run away. One less tether. GH not gonna live against the Thunder God's Wrath. As Tim is trying to cancel his TP. Another beautiful Cookie from Scam. That shard really coming into play. What a damage source.
Shard is fucking beastful.
It's Pog, man.
I don't know what's happening. Is it a Warrior's Kisses? Is it a Cookie? Is it both? Who's dying? Everyone is dead. I love seeing it.
Well, you read the patch notes before the games, guys, just so you can figure out why there's so many globs from Scam. They're actually coming back into this game, man, now.
Yeah, they're ahead now. It's around the second Roche. As you can see on the right side, they're finishing it.
Sumail! He almost snatched it, but instead, he's forced back to VKB. Okay, maybe he kills Tim's in the process. He really wants something out of this reflection. Actually gets Tim's life. Scam is the next target. Scam, use your Cookie in no time. In comes Jackie, but unfortunately not fast enough to kill off Sumail.
So
I mean, he took the 8.
They got the Roche kill.
Yeah.
Did he get the shard?
I think so, yeah, right? Because he has the upgraded blink. He didn't have it before.
I'm guessing he didn't buy it. So he killed the Tusk. He also got the Roche kill, and I assume I'm pretty sure because they're 3,000 gold up now after these 2 kills that
Yep.
he stole the shard plus got the Roche kill and ended up getting like 2 bonus kills. Really nice play by Sumail, understanding that he can kind of go in here with the BKB charge, that he's somewhat invulnerable. Chrono is down. Sure, he can get punched, but nice play by him to, kind of turn the situation into maybe not an ideal play for them, but make the best out of it.
I agree with you. I think that Nigma managed to make it so that the game is not completely Boom's favor after that Roche goes their way. They still have really good chances, of course. After all, they have a TV. But Boom, they found their way into this game. And they're definitely going to seize this opportunity. Mjolnir almost completely in the face of Void. Yeah, Zeus also trying to finish off that E-Blade.
Okay, Jackie is definitely back in this game. He got a lot of the kills earlier. So the Aegis is now in Yopaj. So obviously that helps a lot. I feel like Zeus is maybe not the best Aegis carrier, because when this hero dies once in like a weird position or in like a team fight that isn't going too well, you can usually end up dying the second time. But either way, good for them. But now what's most important about their draft is that their damage from like the Void and so on is really starting to chime in, and Void's game is starting to become a little easier, right? He has his BKB, he has the Shard now, he has a Hyperstone, nearly the Mjolnir completed. Maybe he takes his Mindbreaker, and his level 20 talent is coming up. With the attack speed and Chronosphere, it's always a game-changing talent for this hero. Because you start going from halfway killing heroes to you can blast this TB. If you have someone on the IO where you block the hook, there's definitely a way where you can engage all of your stuff on the TB or Queen if their BKBs are not yet popped.
Right, and as Void can mash the TB, you also have the help of the Zeus, who's slowly becoming a little bit more useful, right? So he can also smash the TB, as he naturally does. Honestly,
Absolutely.
the cookie from Skem might actually be a big source of damage for the TB, now with a Shard.
Skem has been doing a lot in this game, especially over like the last, ever since they came back in this game. The turnaround play in the jungle with the high ground ward dropped, a lot of these cookies in the recent fights. I think Boom is starting to feel it again in this game, and they're definitely, you know, showing it, getting back in the game. And this faces Void versus TB matchup. It's the TB has been ahead the whole game, but the Void is starting to crawl closer and closer, and this matchup becomes very good for Faceless Void later in the game. You can permanently man up on him with the badges. You have the Chronosphere. You kind of get to choose your fights, whereas TB, he does not, right? He goes to a fight, he pops meta, he's committed to the fight. You want Faceless Void, you get to choose when to chrono, you can time walk in, you can reverse time walk out, and choose your own fight.
Mochel, he's fine for now. He gets the healing from Mind Control here as well. You're right. What is it that Nigma can do to mitigate this matchup? Is there something like Queen of Pain can build into, or Pudge, to make sure that the Void is not as impactful against TB?
I do think it's more about Nigma's heroes staying alive rather than focusing too much on killing the Faceless Void and so on. So I think the way you want to position yourself on Nigma is that your Lion and your IO have good fights. You want the IO to like heal the guy that they go on, get a potential relocate out, because this IO... So he has... Does he have buyback? Still on cooldown. So yeah, the IO is one of the biggest kills. I do think that Nigma's lineup falls apart if you take out the supports. The TB is very easy to be kited in this game by Zeus, the time walks, and so on. So you need Nigma to play in a way where they keep their supports alive, and then TB just over time gets to dish out some damage.
To your point, as soon as Godwrath gets used, Kuroki is building an A on this, so that's going to help him keep alive, but he doesn't have it yet for this fight. I like that Boom is measuring their distance, though. They don't want to overcommit here. Mind Control, however, he's not afraid of death. He's not afraid of anything. Look at him, leading the charge. He's afraid of losing high ground, though, because he's not done.
Yeah. I mean, if Nigma have a chance to, like, blink Hex the Faceless Void and then hook him in, he is pretty much dead. That is, like, one of their defensive tools. That's here.
Beautiful Lotus over from FBZ. That stopped to dismember. And now Samael walks in the middle of this fight. They walrus punch Samael. Everyone's BKBs are up, but look at that chrono. Samael's the target, but they hooked the Void out of his own chrono, and he couldn't deal damage because of it. And now they're in a pickle. There's no more chrono. FBZ is being thrown to shreds.
Nice snowball.
Luckily, the snowball will save him for now. And actually, FBZ another Lotus Orb will keep him alive for a little bit longer, but finally the TP is onto him. Mortimer's Kisses though raining down, and Hellfire will bring down this Queen of Pain. A Skem at least guarantees that a mid laner dies. Yopaj, a bit too close for comfort, has to jump himself to safety. Jackie gets dismembered, but has a time walk for now. And now with a blink dagger from Mochel, can chase after him. One more time walk's ready. Do we have a hook? We do not. So Jackie is safe and sound. Skem also cut lanes in the middle of this. Skem, stop playing so well. What is he doing with a Snapfire? What an impact.
Snapfire is currently the unsung hero of this game. Two buybacks forced on Nigma. Nice hook back in the fight by Mind Control to stop Jackie from dealing too much damage there. It was also a beautiful chrono. It barely clipped the Snapfire in the chrono, so that was a little unfortunate, but I don't think it made the biggest difference. Aegis did expire in the middle of the fight. Great snowball to try and disengage. Then towards the later end of the fight, Kuro tried to blink in and hex Jackie, but he time walked onto him at the same time, and that really cost Nigma.
Mind Control
at bottom.
He's a madman. He went for Jackie, but the cookie once again saves him. The force up too. Skem, the excellent Skem. Make sure Jackie can get away alive. He has another time walk. Jackie's fine. His courier died though, and Samael still wants him. Sonic Wave will nick him. That's gonna be a dead Jackie in exchange for Samael, thanks to Skem's help.
Okay, some crazy stuff going on.
Skem is wild, mad.
Yeah, actually, this is the impact of the Snapfire right now. The Snapfire, if he gets hooked, they're done with him.
Oh, the Lotus Storm at least saved him. The Lotus is too strong. The Earth Spike from the line got reflected, and Skem's still alive. He comes into the cookie. There's too many probably gonna die. That was way too much Skem. He got overhyped there, but it's fine. Tim's the target. Tim's hard to kill. Ice Shard. He sunders his teammate there, and thanks to mind control, he'll be fine for now. GH though, a juicier target. Do we have Walrus Punch? We do. So GH just being bursted down, but they actually Walrus Punch the wrong target. GH is fine for now. Spirit Vessel still taking him down, but he's not dead just yet. And Mochel came back with close to full HP. He's got a Blink Dagger going for Yopaj, but just got slowed. Mochel, silence now. Mind control from behind, dismembering Yopaj as Tim's coming again. Has the Walrus Punch. Yopaj has time to escape, and Mind Control's now the one in a pickle. Ice Shard, you're not going anywhere, Mind Control. Oh, no. He's just gonna die. As FBZ does not quite get Mochel. They force TVs from everyone. Mochel gets back home. GH though.
Kill this man,
if they see this, someone murder him. They have no stuns. Boom, Esports will not get the kill on Io, but they still secured 2 cores in that fight.
How did he even get out? Anyway, let's look at the hook back Lotus into the 3-man Earth Spike Reflect.
Bro, what a Lotus by FBZ. Scam and FBZ, man, the true MVPs.
Okay, this game is getting into some crazy territory. I mean, Sumail had about 2 minutes to reflect on his last action in the enemy base. So
bro, Sumail's gonna kill
working on a Satanic. I mean, you can tell they're kind of done with the Snapfire. He's like saving everyone left and right. They really want to get him killed here. He barely misses out on the Crypt Swarm here on the TV. I guess he thought he was getting feared downhill instead of to the right, so he barely got out. But
right,
fights are back and forth.
Fear from DP is away from DP, right? Not towards.
Yeah, it's not towards the enemy fountain. It's just away from exactly where you are. Mid lane, the aggressive Hex on FBZ.
Yeah, they almost killed Kuroki here, but Kuroki's alive. FBZ though might not be alive for long as he gets torched to shreds by the TB. Yopaj gets away with a little jump. Mochel has Blink Dagger in a couple seconds. Whoa, Jackie's crazy. He goes in for the Chrono. Motorman gets 2. Scam, the nuisance, but Scam gets stopped by the hook. And now Scam is being run down by Sumail. Sonic Wave misses. Scam actually avoids it with a Glimmer Cape. Jackie's capable of time walking himself to safety. Jackie though has been silenced, and the crits are too strong. Sumail coming in clutch with that Blink silence. They have Yopaj still. They used to relocate. That BKB will not save Yopaj. And everyone on Boom dies. All 3 cores are down. Scam did what he could, but at last he's only a support.
Oh, the Pudge coming in clutch, boys. Someone needs to get in this man's way. It's a pretty beautiful chrono, but someone has to go in front here. Even if you don't see him, you need to try to predict where he is. Sadly, they didn't have a ward that ended up seeing him in the fight, because this TV, he was dying. He was getting Mortimer's kissed on. He had the Faceless Void hitting him, slapping him in the Chronosphere. Oh boy, they're hitting the tier 4s.
There are no buybacks, of course. Nigma doesn't know this, but they're just trying to force him. Worst case scenario. DP will come back soon. Will Nigma still commit to this? Will they realize there's no buybacks at all for Boom?
I think so. Unless Void or Zeus buyback, I don't see why you would back off here.
They just, I don't know. That's an interesting question, but they're just going for the secure play instead.
I'm okay with bottom. I think the Throne in time wouldn't end up dying. I think you take the Rex here you can, and then you set up the top area for Roche. It's gonna be the next fight. And you can likely still take this without the Chrono being up. I wonder if they wanna... What do they value more? The meta or the Chrono? If they think the Chrono is more important, they can just straight up go hit the Roche right now, because they have identical cooldowns.
That's what they're gonna do.
They scan.
There you go. They find the Chrono more valuable than the meta. That's your answer, Khezu. Tim's almost cut Kuroki. They scan this. Okay. You know, like you said, obviously the Roche is being taken here. What will Boom do? They're coming with a smoke. They're taking the outpost. They're taking too long. Thundergod's rapid reveal that the Roche is already done. Well, Boom still fight into this. This is too dangerous now. They're dewarding at the very least, but Scam could be in a difficult position. He's been silenced. And Tim's make sure that Scam can escape. Tim's knows that Scam is the more valuable support. Respect the hierarchy, Tim's. Well done, Soldier.
No buyback. On task. He knows his plays in this game.
Yes,
Scam is still they need this man to stay alive.
And right now, Nigma, what is their play? Do you just force straight up the top racks, or is there anything that you're waiting for particularly as Nigma?
I don't think you need to wait for anything. One of the 2 plays you have is that you either push in top, you play chill, and most likely just the best play, right? You go up top, you're gonna go hit the high ground with your Zeus, and you're just ready that if any of those people overstep, like the Zeus, that you can Blink Hex, go for a play, maybe a hook out, or you play it safe here, you hit him, and then you shard him out. But I think when Boom overstep here, you should just go and slap them.
Range Rex will fall for Mochel here. And this is the slap, man.
They're not stepping up too far. They're respecting Nigma a lot, as they should.
That's the Rax gone, most likely. Okay, they try to burst down Mochel, but Satanic immediately dispels the E-Blade. Jackie pretending like he's gonna Chrono. Everyone knows you're not gonna Chrono Jackie. There's an Aegis on Mochel. And one last little reflection from Mochel, who's still trying to go for this final play. FBZ activates Exorcism. FBZ, though, they need to use the Chrono. Unfortunately, it's against the Aegis Terrorblade. So, Jackie, what's your plan afterwards? Sonic to call him finally to get rid of Mochel, as Sumail is fighting head-on with that BKB. Skem's still a nuisance from the fountain. Skem can't be killed like this. And now they're going for round 2. And round 2 seems to be working for them. Satanic but TV, but TV can't be stopped. Mind Control instead is the one that walks in. And now the TV wants to fight this head-on. A lot of magical damage from Mochel. Still at the BKB. Mochad starting to go in. Okay, destroying Jackie. Tim's in trouble too. That BKB cannot stop Dream Mochel. And that is going to be the Turblade taking down 2, hoping for a third one. FBZ ended up healing, but he summoned his teammate, so FBZ could be in trouble still. Mind Control, one last hook, misses. It's okay. FBZ is down for the count. Scan though for a cookie. That might give him a little bit more of a chance for Boom. Unfortunately, they have no ultimates to use, so they can only get the stragglers here. Mochel has to go for the tier 4. He might be forced to retreat. Still have a swift blink regardless. Jackie actually going for the Ether kill on GH, but GH is too far. Mochel gets one last Sunder, and he still has 5 seconds to the next one, so Boom will respect this, and I'll let them escape. Boom holding on to a sliver of hope, Khezu. A sliver.
Let's see for how long. They do get to hold this one, but I don't think Mochel wants to stay in this lane, in this game any longer. He doesn't have any spells, but he doesn't care. He's gonna go hit the throne, at least for now. His team is coming back.
That's why they call him Dream Chat, man. He's not afraid of anything. He knows he has Perpetual Sunders and Satanic. Okay, is he just gonna hit the throne like this? Is it? That's how the game ends? Nothing stopping
for now.
Mochel?
He's high-fiving them. Let's see.
He is.
There's a fear.
He goes back in with a Sunder. There we go. Round 3 for him. They finally controlled him. He doesn't have BKB, but they have cheese on the Isle. That's going to be saving him as the Lion comes in as well. Sonic Wave on top of this. They burst down the void without the enemy carry. Boom understands. This game is over. Dream Mochel got the dream of beating his old squad.
Very nice game. Actually, again, it seems like that all these Boom games, they are very back and forth. Nigma, again, playing the lineup at a very high pace, abusing the right things, and